In the news today, an attack in the Upper District yesterday has left Council Security Officer Michael Larkin fighting for his life. The Council urged the public to report any sightings of a rat-like hominid within District 5 and have issued a 2,000 credit reward for the capture of the monster, dead or alive. Due to the recent terrorist attack reports within District 5, the Council has doubled security personnel in the Upper District and have increased Gravesend patrols. The Council regret to inform that the sun will not rise today due to an unknown mechanical malfunction. Council spokesman Benedict Gideon Rochford has stated, "Do not leave the Upper District unless necessary. Lower levels are not a place for gentry in dark times. Due to the infrastructure maintenance, vehicles are prohibited in the Upper District for 24 hours. Reports coming in this morning say that an off-worlder ship has been shot down by the Council 1 kilometer outside of District 5. The Council has stated that there is no connection between the ship or last night's events in the Upper District. Lastly, last night reports of screaming being heard in the Upper District has turned out to be a startled cat. It is unknown where the prohibited creature came from at this moment in time. Council spokesperson Benedict Gideon Rochford has stated that the cat has been detained and charged with disturbing the peace and they are looking into where the creature came from. The Council thanks you for your continued support."
Sound resumed.
Or
Okay, so what we're going to do, as we've just discussed whilst you were away, is we're going to start off from where we left off with your character, who, if I recall, is currently inside an illegal drugs den within the Upper District, and you have, well, I guess would be waking up in what is now an empty bed. It did have two beautiful opium-fueled, like, ladies of the night.
It's not really a fuel. It's kind of the opposite, if anything. But well, I'm pretty disappointed by that.
But they are no longer in the room with you.
Okay.
Obviously, outside the door is your still sleeping comrade.
Yeah.
You dragged
I like
there.
to imagine that I positioned him quite tastefully, almost like he's an art piece in the hallway.
So, yeah, I guess we'll start there, so Tom gets filled in with exactly what the hell is going on, the poor guy. So yes, you've awoken in what last night seemed to be a very elaborate room. This morning seems slightly smelly and slightly damp, but, you know.
So, do I still have my equipment with me?
Yes, you still have all of your equipment with you.
Okay, so I'm just going to sling my feet out of bed, spin around, kind of like groggily rub my face for a second, and like look over my shoulder, like I'm sure I remember there being some other people, but and then I'm gonna kind of stand up and like pull on a shirt, you know, the usual stuff, and then sling Mad Dog, that's my plasma projector, guys, over my shoulder and just head to the door and stride out into the hallway. Looking left and right, of course, assessing the surround.
And have you aroused at this point? Have you sort of woken up at all? Are you still out cold?
I'm definitely not being considerately quiet.
And I'm gonna wake up from the trotting around, and look around. Have I still got my clothes on?
Yeah, you're still fully clothed.
Am I still in the room that I fell asleep in?
No.
Right. I'm like.
In fact, I'll go as far to say you're not in the same building you fell asleep in.
Okay, I'm going to realise this, and I'm going to fall out of bed with shock.
Okay, I
I
look over immediately when I hear the thud.
Okay, I look around. What do I see?
So you're surveying your surroundings.
Yep, because I'm taking it for granted that I'm not in the same area.
So around you is a relatively dank hallway. The sort of bed that you fell asleep on is in this hallway along with you, and it's what you'd imagine is just literally like an abandoned hallway. It's got some peeling paint on the walls and whatnot. There's a very strong smell in the air of a substance, and obviously as you look around, Yasaragi is stood there, possibly looking slightly worse for wear after his evening.
Yeah, I always
He's
have
just
bags under the eyes, but this time they're particularly dark and prominent.
Okay.
So there's a door that he's just come out of, which obviously is, I'm guessing, I don't know whether he fully closed it or whether it's ajar, and there's a door that is open fully to your, I guess it would be if you just fell out of bed, slightly in front of you and to your right.
Okay, I'm gonna look up at Mr. Yasaragi and go. I don't quite recall falling asleep here. Did we group sleepwalk or something?
Got us an upgrade.
Oh, it's an upgrade, mate. What the hell what? And you kept me asleep, mate? Oh my.
You were completely
What the hell?
unresponsive. Literally.
Oh God, I don't think I fell in one of those coma sleeps again. Oh bloody hell.
You seem to be out. And I turn... Well, what's to my left?
To your left, if you've just come out of that door, is just a wall.
Oh. Where's...
Slightly further down to the left is the room that had the hole in that went through to the building you used to be in.
Yeah.
And slightly down the hallway and to the right is the door that's open.
Is there a staircase visible?
No, the hallway goes down and then goes off to the right.
Okay.
So I suppose you could make the assumption it's there.
Yes, that's exactly what I do. And I stride forth.
FYI,
And
I'm gonna retroactively, pull myself to my feet, and obviously check my effects and my sexual organs to see if there's anything missing, and I'm going to follow Yasaragi.
Yeah, I kind of
Okay.
like shrug a shoulder in, like, how do you describe that? A friendly way. How do you shrug a shoulder in a friendly way? But I do that.
Well, you beckon me to follow in a
Subtle
more-
manner.
in a brutal but yet friendly manner.
Yeah.
I suggest that.
Yeah, and I round this corner.
Oh yeah, well I just want to, because obviously it's been a while since we did the last session. I say a while, it's been months.
You're right.
In the last session, Yasaragi, you were told that there would be some false documents waiting for you when you woke up.
Did I see anything like that in the room?
In the room you woke up in, no.
Right. Okay.
But there is false documents apparently awaiting for you for when you woke up.
Okay. Good to know. So I continue
So-
with my current course of action.
Heading down the stairs.
Yes.
Yes. What? How long was I out?
How long was he out?
Well, it will have been, I think we said it was like 3 or 4 a.m. by the time you went to sleep. But when you guys actually headed to go to sleep, it was 11 p.m. And I think, given the opium fuel or opium intoxication that you had the night before, I'm going to say it's probably around 11 a.m. or half.
So that
10-ish.
means that I've been unconscious for.
About 11 hours.
Wait,
Oh,
11? I thought 15. Closer to 15.
Well,
You're the
if you-
GM.
If you fell asleep at 11 and it's now 10:30, then it's sort of like
Oh.
11 and a half hours.
Oh, of course. I apologize.
11 hours. Good God, mate. What the hell have I missed in all this time? Sorry about this. I have tendencies to black out. You know, so it's you know, it's a side effect of my condition. If you know what I mean. So you're gonna have to fill me out, mate.
Okay, well, I sort of stretch out as I walk down the next part of this corridor, and I'm like, well, I had a pretty fucking good night's rest, if you know what I'm saying, and I'm kind of like gently chuckling to myself. But I think if I can introduce you to Rackman, I think he goes by the name Core, he'll smooth things over with you. They're good people as far as I can tell.
I love your definition of good people.
Definition of good people, you say? All right. So where's he standing in this cultural situation?
What is he like? Your question ricochets off the dull mind of this mercenary.
I'll take that as you don't know. Alright. I can take a hint. Don't worry about that, pal. I'll just follow your lead for now.
As you get close to the stair, you can hear, I guess it'd be like gramophone music, like it's classical sort of music, and it's tinny, so it's got that sort of gramophone sort of sound coming from the downstairs, and you can hear a person screaming.
Okay. So I'm completely unfazed and just continue downstairs. I think I'm enjoying the music, if anything.
Well, if it's a scream, could I roll a perception check to see whether I recognize this as a scream of pleasure or a scream of duress?
Microphone muted.
By all means.
Remind me, what's the dice we do? Is it a D20? Or is it D6?
2d6?
Yeah, it's 2d. I think it's 2d6 skill, right?
Oh, 2. But well, 6 is good.
Yeah, but you need it's a 2d6. I think, right? Yeah, for a skill check, it's 2d6.
And you have to add your, if you have a bonus. Or...
Microphone activated.
I was AFK at the worst time. It's 2d6 modified by the appropriate attribute and the appropriate skill.
So what would be the appropriate skill for this one, I think?
Wisdom.
Wisdom.
Yeah.
Skill. What would be the skill, if any?
Sorry, that's attribute. Appropriate skill is perception for a perception check. That's my bad, sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, Bugger may have got a minus for that.
Doesn't matter at all.
Wow.
That's a 10.
Alright, it's still pretty fucking good. Okay, so, yeah, it's relatively easy to tell, I think, anyway. These are screams of sheer pain that you're hearing. They sound relatively muffled at your current location, and the music is obviously, you can pinpoint that it's probably in the same room as the person screaming and yelling.
I'm gonna stay close to Yasurugi. Be rather cautious now, because I haven't got a bloody clue what's going on.
Okay, if I sense that in the air, I just, like, adjust my plasma projector on the shoulder and just subtly try to reassure you that it's all okay, really. It's just a few screams in the morning.
I look at Yasurugi and at you, and I take a hint, so I calm down a little bit.
Okay, so reaching the bottom of the stairs, I'm guessing at this point you're in what is an abandoned pie shop.
Of course.
There's still the faint smell of stale dough in the air, and vermin and rodents and all sorts of manner of creepy crawlies and creatures that seem to have taken home there. behind the counter, which is where the stairs are, of which you've just come down, there is a door to your left, and obviously there is the counter. On the counter is a note, and then past that point is where one would assume the shop front used to be. Unfortunately, it is somewhat in disarray.
Okay, well, I look around for Cor Rackman. That is the right name, I hope.
It is the right name.
Joshua Cor Rackman. And if I don't see him, I proceed to the note, I guess.
Okay, so I guess you pick up the note, and on the note it simply just says, Yasu, please find documents with Shelby. You don't know Shelby, but I'm guessing you assume that he was the big opium guy from whence you came in, the first gentleman you met.
Okay. Yeah. I suppose I would.
Extremely big butch guy.
Looking over his shoulder, I'm gonna whisper to him, "Who's Shelby?"
I think it could be my intoxicated friend from the previous evening. And then, yeah, I just kind of dismissing this more than anything, and looking around, perhaps even head towards the screams, trying to find Shelby.
Okay, so in front, if you end up walking towards the door, you stood in front of the door. The door's locked. It's a nice carved oak door. Obviously, at some point, somebody loved this pie shop. Cat's getting excited because I mentioned the word pie several times. And it's a lovely sort of adorned carved oak wood door. Seems quite sturdy and is locked.
Okay. But there was another door which is now to my right.
There's a door that is now to your right, which is the shop exit. You can see that it's bordered, but you can see that probably get through there if you sort of go on your hands and knees and fall through.
Question, is the muffling and screaming coming from behind the locked door?
It is indeed.
Is there any way we can peer into that room?
There is no discernible keyhole. I imagine that it is dead-bolted.
Well, we could always
From
use the old
within.
bardic knock spell.
Tom, did you happen to take a look in that room when you were upstairs still? We didn't happen to see him upstairs, did we?
No,
Nope.
yeah.
What's his name again? I should make a note.
Shelby.
Shelby.
Oh, of course. Yeah, well, I'm not really into the idea of barging in on whatever's going on in there. I don't know.
Well, we could just have a friendly. These guys know us, don't they? Apparently.
Yeah, they know the people
They
with which
know
you
us, don't
went
they?
down. No, they know Yasu. They don't know yourself awake, but they've seen
I am
both
talking
of your
to-
fases.
I am talking to Yasubuki and Kaza. These guys know us, don't they? They're friendly, aren't they? Within good taste.
Yeah, I'd say so. I nod.
Okay. I'm gonna walk up to the door and just do an old rat-a-tat-tat on the door.
So you knock on the door.
I'm gonna put on my best car salesman smile as well and compose myself.
Okay, so you hear a bolt slam as it sort of unlocks, and a rather brutish gentleman, which Yasu obviously had the great fortune of meeting last night. He recognises him, I imagine. Opens the door, and right now this is going to be difficult because I remember the voice, but I was very drunk the last time we played this because I'd been drinking rum for 4 hours. If I remember correctly, he had the typical amusing voice from like a brute, and it sounded somewhat like this. So he opens the door and he says, "Hey, gentlemen, how can I help you?"
I go, so, you must be Shelby, correct?
He looks at you and then just completely bypasses you, looks at Yasu and says, Yasu, your papers, and just hands them him, and sort of almost tosses them towards his chest inside an envelope.
Yeah, okay, I snatch that up and I kind of walk away to the exit, I guess, and glance inside as I pace across the room, just like popping out the contents, the corner of it, taking a look.
Taking a look in the room you were in, or sort of peering into the room where
No, I
the
mean,
sounds were coming from?
I open this envelope as I approach the exit, the shopfront exit, and take a look at what I've acquired.
Okay, so inside the envelope you see 2 civilian papers.
Okay.
One for yourself, which I will load up for you. There's one paper there. Hopefully you can see that.
I can, yes.
And another paper along with it for a second person, which is that one there, which Tom will also be able to see.
Okay, so I guess I grab this one, the second one, and outstretch my arm, looking back towards you, and I have it held just between 2 fingers, gesturing for you to take these papers.
Right, so I grab them and go, the old documentation. What's the score? What's going on? Are you going to fill me out, old matey-o?
Well, we may have found employment. You could perhaps put it that way.
Good. Employment's always a good thing to start.
I'm glad you're responding so well to this. So, you're taking waking up in this strange place incredibly well.
Well, to quote an old chum of mine, back when I was on the old Nebula space traveling system. I don't know what the heck it's called. It's something very, very important, but we just called it the old rust bucket. He told me to never fight against the current of life. You're gonna go with the flow. Go against it, you're going nowhere.
Yeah. Okay. I kind of grunt. You can't tell if it's in agreement or confusion.
Yeah, I look at you with a smile. You know, I say, "Yep, I know your game, sir. I understand."
Yeah, and I think you're muted.
Oh wait,
What?
there we go. Helps I press the correct button. And do you recall the conversation that you had with Cole in the last session? Yeah, so
I vaguely remember convincing him I had value, so I didn't get shot in the face.
yeah, but do you remember why you have these false documents at all?
No.
Nice. Okay, well, in the last session, you had a conversation with Joshua Cole-Rackman, and you convinced him that you were trustworthy enough to not smoke his product, and therefore would be able to mule it. And he asked you to mule.
Well, that seems logical.
Some opium from the upper district down to where you just were located.
To where, sorry?
So sorry, I say the Upper District. I've got it the wrong way around. From the Rim District and take it back up to the Upper District into the illegal pie shop.
So we have to go
where
down
his
there and
storerooms.
make a pickup and return
Yeah,
to this
Just a-
location.
basic mule job. Yeah.
All right, okay. So slightly retcon things. I hand you these false papers, and I'm like, we've got a job to move some spice / product / goodness from the Rim District. Is that correct? To this location, this wonderfully maintained pie shop.
Right, alright, so what's in it for us then, matey?
Well, considering I did sort of storm their operation in the dead of night, I think it kind of is a peace offering, almost.
Ah, the old diplomatic solution. I like that. Establishing relationships within the criminal underworld.
Absolutely.
I like your style.
Yes.
I can understand that. I'll go with that.
Excellent. And then I just nod at you and I say, double the adventure.
Okie dokie.
Okay, so if you look at your citizenship papers, which you'll find inside your journals, for you two gentlemen, there will be a real one, which have your actual name, and then there is now obviously these new false
where's the-
identities.
Sorry, where's the journal again?
Second tab.
It's the yeah.
Okay, I've only got characters and a council soldier. I've got an elite operative and a council soldier. That's it.
Underneath that should be characters. Underneath that should be handouts. Do they not display for you?
I've got handouts, but I've only got a council soldier in the handouts.
How odd. Right. Okay. One sec. Oh, I think I know why. I think. Yeah. Let me have a look here. Yeah, it's because you're. It's because your name's changed. Hang on.
It has, yes.
I'll fix that. Okay, now there should be
Oh, I can
another
see
one
it now,
visible
yes.
to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's a couple of others.
Princeton H. Buckley. I like the sound of that.
Okay, and then you will find your real citizenship papers there as well.
Yeah, I got them now. Sorry about
Excellent
the
stuff.
confusion.
It's alright. So yeah, you guys have got your papers. I'm going to move on to Cat and Kirk and get them underway, or Samuel and Catherine Salrow, and get them hopefully within District 5. Right. But yeah, if you look at your papers, so you remember, just to keep them fresh in your memory and whatnot. You can edit them as well, just so you know anything now. That's a change from the last session. This is for everybody. When you meet somebody, you can now edit the text underneath them, so you can sort of remember information about them. If you find something out about their personality or their work, what they do, you can fill that in, and it will be there for you in the future. Okay, so moving on to Samuel and Cat. So you guys are aware of the backstory that was written and whatnot, and you found yourselves in a wasteland just outside of a giant dome. I believe that Catherine Salrow knows some bits about District 5. So yeah, let's just roleplay this conversation. I'm guessing you guys have already spoken somewhat.
Right. Pretty
Wait,
nice place,
right.
this.
I
Yeah.
look around the area and spot the dome. Pretty excited.
We're pretty
So you-
close. How
Yeah.
far away are we? We can see it.
Yeah, it's a very large dome.
But how far?
Well,
Like
you're-
walkable distance?
Oh yes, definitely within a walkable distance.
Cool.
But pretty damn close to it.
Pretty damn close. Pretty good.
I decide that Samuel looks gummy and set off without him.
Looks gummy. I'm
Gummy.
very smart.
You're not to my standard, I'm going.
I'm like, whoa. What's this? Just met? You're just walking away. What's this?
That's how I roll. You have to hurry up or stay there.
I'm gonna run up. Catch up. I guess.
Okay, now what's Catherine Sauerau doing? Is she just heading straight towards this dome?
I'm marching towards the dome.
On a
with
mission.
haste.
Do you
With
realize that
haste.
no one gets out alive, right?
It's like a reverse of Logan's Run. They're getting inside the machine as opposed to escaping from it.
Aren't we gonna die out here anyway, so.
Yeah, it's definitely more deadly outside than inside. That's for sure. So you're heading towards the dome. As you get closer, you cannot see, a couple of what look to be heavily fortified entrances that are really big. Like way too big for just a human passage.
Is there any other small entrances? Can we see any other entrances, or just these big,
No, there's
massive doors?
just these big hangar doors.
Oh, great.
He's done.
We're stuck now, aren't we? This is great.
He's done.
Might as well just
Listen,
stay here and wait.
I'd advise perhaps perception check. Sorry, Cat's new, so I'm gonna try and help her as much as I can to get you guys there and understand it. So perception may be good on one of your behalves.
I can look. I'll have a look. But what should I look at? The door, I guess. See if there's anyone around or whatever.
Yep.
Oh, wrong thing. 2d6 plus perception.
What are these rolls? You're muted again, Matt.
I keep forgetting because I've had it on voice activation for so long now. I've gone
It's a
to
nightmare.
talk. I'm just gonna talk. Yeah. So in front of these large hangar doors, as you sort of walk closer, you can see a couple of heavily suited, official-looking gentlemen, or perhaps ladies. They're wearing so much armor it is almost impossible to tell. But they're stood in front of this large hangar door.
Well, the odds are against us again.
Can we convince our way in? Talk them into letting us in?
Convinced we haven't even asked yet. They might just let us
Yeah,
in.
you
Okay, then I walk up and try to walk in.
you just walk up and just try to
Yeah.
walk
And you're
straight
dead.
past them. Okay, I have to pull out this. Whenever I press push to talk, it scrolls my window. It's so annoying. I have to change that.
No one gets in alive.
Okay, so this gentleman holds his arm out and just says, "You there, halt! I'll need to see civilian papers."
Do I have civilian papers?
They have to be
Uh,
specific
if you-
to this place.
If you click the third tab, yeah, they have to be specific to this place. If you click there's like a bar along the top of where the chat bit is. The
Second
third
tab.
icon is the second for you. Oh, it's the third for me. It's probably the GM. Yeah, second tab would be journal, and then in there may be
It has to be under
Papers.
handouts.
yeah, it'd be under handouts, I imagine.
Well,
Oh.
right.
Okay, in that case, I hand in my papers.
Well, I don't. Apparently.
I tell him that Samuel is with me. He's my
Well, I don't want you to
slave.
tell me that that's what she tells.
Oh.
I want you to do it properly.
Okay. The scruffy one is with me.
So you
Not
hand
even
him your
scruffy.
paper.
He's like pristine, like a butler standing next to you.
How dare you, wench!
Where's all this coming from? I think we've got off on
So
the wrong
much
foot
hatred.
somewhere.
Okay, so you hand him your papers.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just going to edit this. I imagined that Kirk character would get somewhat of a look of this. Okay, so you hand the gentleman this paper here, and what do you say as you handing it to him?
Don't bother about the other one. The scruffy one's with me.
Okay, the soldier looks down at the paper, and can you roll a persuasion check? It's a 2d6 mod, and then if you look at your character sheet, one of the skills is persuade, and skills, and it's
Wow.
modified by that.
It's also modified by charisma.
Yeah, and your charisma. So it's just a straight 2d6 for you.
Which is actually pretty good in this system.
Oh, it's slash roll
roll.
2d6.
God, what a noob. Why do I even play in this group?
Wow.
Ooh. Ooh. No one gets in alive.
Ay. This is bad.
He looks at your papers and then he looks back up at you, then looks back down at the papers, before handing them to the other gentleman who's with him, who looks down at the papers, at you, at the other guard, then down at the papers again, and back at you. The guard then looks at you and just says, "What the fuck were you doing out here? And who the hell is this guy?"
He's my scruffy manservant, and I was chasing a cat.
I'm just
You're
going to be silent because I don't
you're
even know
going to-
what's going on.
You're
It's the
going to
safest
lie
choice.
to him. You're going to lie to you were chasing the cat.
Yes.
Right, roll another persuasion check.
Shit.
You can just tap up, by the way.
Yeah.
You can do it. We believe in you.
Ooh.
Oh, that's better.
The gentleman looks at you, then at the other guard, and says to the other guard, "Well, there was that cat that escaped last night. It's plausible. Let them in." Then looks at you and says, "I don't know what you were doing out here, ma'am, but I suggest you get your civilian papers sorted out for this manservant of yours. I'm sure you know where to go for it."
Yes, rather. Come along, Samuel.
The
I'm
doors.
just going to go through just...
Just
Smile and wave.
On the way, boys.
I have no idea about what I have lost while I was at dinner, but this situation sounds hilarious to me, so just to say.
So, yeah, the doors open up and the guards apologize. He turns to you and says, I do apologize for any inconvenience we've caused you.
Jesus.
Please enjoy your stay, talking to your manservant. And, yeah, just let you pass. The doors open up.
Okay.
Do you walk inside? How do you react?
Okay, I walk inside and survey the area.
Okay, so you're now inside the... Yeah, just...
We did it.
Here?
Are we in?
We've penetrated the border.
They seem like nice guys.
I love how you just need to convince them that something's plausible to get away with anything. Well, it's plausible, so...
Nice guys.
Some bits to do with that may make more sense later on as to why they may have been lenient, but obviously you guys have no idea what's going on. Okay, so I need to put your character tokens down.
Why can't I change the size of the map? This is really annoying.
You definitely can.
You mean zoom?
Yeah.
Hold Alt and scroll, or something.
I do apologize, Kirk. You're a rat.
Sweet.
I don't have an image for you.
It's fine. Apparently I'm a scruffy mess. Definitely not.
Who's this Samuel Ward, and why he have my companion as an avatar?
Because Kirk has no avatar, and I didn't want to bother him, so I just used your rat.
Okay, it's fine. I'm a bit weird, but it's okay.
Okay, so walking through the doors, you find yourself stood there. So, one second, I'll ping the map. So you guys are stood here, right at the end of what is obviously quite a large runway. You can hear all sorts of machine sounds and so on and so forth playing around you, and it's just like hammers, and obviously quite a busy area. There's people walking backwards and forwards. However, it's darkly lit inside this place. There's some street lamps that are all on that are lighting some of the areas up, but it's quite dark in there.
You mean me?
No, I'm talking to
Okay.
Catherine and Samuel.
It's okay.
Oh, his avatar looks the same, but that's not an excuse to get confused.
I still don't even know what's going on. I don't even know where we are. So,
Roleplay that.
yeah.
I have
I'm
pinged
just
the
like-
map several
No,
times.
I mean,
You
I
want me to ping
don't
it
know.
again?
Is in, I don't even know what this place is. But I'm just gonna,
You won't know what this place is unless you
Exactly.
look around or approach a guard, or that may give something away if you approach a guard at this point and say, "Where the fuck am I?"
Cook, ask the guard where a mailbox is right now.
You can control your avatars. You should be able to drag them around and whatnot.
well, I guess we should start walking, since there's only one way to go. Unless, I'm probably not gonna go back through the gates.
Well, these
It's pretty
doors
lucky
have
to get back in.
sealed behind you.
Sweet. Well, I'm gonna start walking forwards. And then probably stop it.
And
Catherine doesn't follow.
Are you walking? Yeah, are you walking together? Does Catherine walk with this new person she's met, Samuel, or what's Catherine doing?
I follow Samuel, seeing as I've unfortunately been seen with such a scruffy gentleman.
I'm glad this is in your mind and I can't actually hear this happening. I'd be deeply saddened.
They'd be rolling initiative right now.
So you're walking together up the center. And what direction are you heading in? It splits into two.
There's only one way. Oh yeah. I'm just gonna be like, do you know this? Since you have some sort of papers, I'm guessing you've been here before. Been here before?
I've not been here before, but I've been heading here.
Oh. Interesting. Oh, great.
Would Catherine like to elaborate?
No, I'm not going to share my details with someone I don't know.
Jesus. Bloodstone.
I'm just like, well, we're lost.
That's problem solving at its finest right there.
So, you how far up do you walk? Do you walk to here? Where do you walk to before you decide Kirk, that we're lost?
Yeah. Well, there's two options, so we're lost. I don't know which way to go, and
so we're lost.
Yeah, we're lost.
And do you vocalize this to Catherine?
Yeah, I'm just like, we're lost. Great. None of us know where we're going. We're gonna die on this corner.
Just
Great
random
place.
drive-by happens.
Yep.
I shake my head at Samuel in a huff and walk off to the left.
To the left? Are you up this small road
Yeah,
here?
the small road.
Up the small road. Okay. You can move your avatar, your little character, to where it is you're walking to. And also, you could make perception checks to see if you notice. So
You could open your eyes, maybe.
yeah, so Kirk's lost but still following you, right?
Yes,
Is that right?
I don't know where I'm going.
So you're just like, we're lost, and then just follows. Okay, so you walk. That's where you walk to.
Okay then.
Is there anyone around?
Yes, there is plenty of people around. As stated, it's a relatively busy place. In front of you up here, you can see that there is some more guards dressed exactly the same as what the guards are outside. That may be because they're in the same uniform. It could be because you've got a lazy GM and who didn't draw every single soldier under the sun.
Unacceptable!
Back behind you is a sort of shipyard. That's where the hammering sounds may have been coming from. There is a building here which is derelict. And there is a customs building here.
Matt, can you give a little bit of a visual flair to the descriptive flair to this for the people who can't see the map currently?
I can.
Just for a better sense of the surround.
So, you've got inside of this what I'm not sure what you imagined it to be. It's quite dimly lit. There is, the street lights, as I mentioned before, that are sort of lighting up the place. And there is glowing lights from within the buildings. Looking around, you can see the lights glisten off the roadways that you're currently walking up and down. Obviously, it's quite damp there, but there is a rancid smell in the air. It's not a pleasant smell. It smells a bit like the mixture of a large, sweaty gentleman who's possibly been hammering something for 50 odd years without ever taking a bath. The smell of oil, grease, fuel, and just general despair. The customs building, which is here, is a circular looking building to the east of you. That building is predominantly made out of glass. Has a couple of what looks like just a couple of people stood inside there, from what you can tell through the window, as well as obviously what looks a bit like an information point. And the building just next to that. Definitely gonna have to change my hotkey for the TS in a moment. Building just to the north of that customs building, this one here, that there is completely black. There is no lights within it. It's just from the angle you're at, just a rectangular looking building. There's no windows on it. There's a couple of like bars where perhaps glass would be, but it doesn't look of anything of great importance. The large building directly north from where you are, there is a large building with 2 guards stood outside it. It looks very official. It's a much nicer looking building than the other buildings that are around it. That and the customs building stand out quite predominantly within this current landscape you find yourself in. They're also the most lit up. The building that's just to your west, this one here that I'm pinging, that is just a completely derelict building. It's just a general 2 up, 2 down box building. Very little happening there. It looks like it was possibly once some sort of shop or shipyard, or looks like at some point it had some importance, but has been left to go dilapidated for some time. And across the large road of which you just walked up, you can see a small building that has a sign on the front of it that says ship docking. And there's a couple of lights on in there, but it seems like nobody's hanging around that at all. And then the busy areas are the Breaker's Yard, which is directly to the east of you, which is a large building, and rowdiness coming from an even bigger building behind it. However, you can't make out what that building is. There is some neon signs outside that are discernible to you.
I'm going to ask somebody where I can get papers, because I'm slightly worried that this person who doesn't seem to like me, which is the only reason I'm here, and there's guards up ahead, which I definitely don't want to go near without these papers. I'm going to ask somebody if they know where I can get some. The next person that walks past, I'm just going to ask them, like...
You're just going to ask them outright.
You there! Give me papers! Startle some strangers.
No, I'm really nice.
Okay.
Hey.
This is like the most regal district, though. Wait, no, it's not. That's where I am. I'm sorry.
No. Okay, so yeah, there's people walking past you. There's a bunch of burly gentlemen. There's a guy who's falling over himself somewhat, and a very old, decrepit-looking guy with glasses and a large nose.
I asked the old guy.
So you approach the old gentleman, and do you stand there? Do you say what do you say to him?
Excuse me, nice old person. Do you know where I can get these civilian paper things? Anywhere near here?
Yeah. Sort of looks up from his slightly hunched over back, obviously quite a callous looking character, and he turns to you just like, you there, I'm guessing you're not from around here. Follow me, you need to go into the customs building.
Oh, okay, that's very nice. Yes, I will follow you.
And he heads off in this direction towards this building here. And whilst this is happening, what does Catherine do? Does she follow? Does she do her own thing? What's Catherine's reaction, when he approached this old gentleman? And
I follow the scruffy one. I think this is gonna go badly.
the scruffy one. You follow the scruffy one.
Do you tell me that it's gonna go back?
No, I just
Oh,
talk
okay.
behind you. Bloody useless foreign.
Sweet. Well, I just think I'm having a good day now. Some guy knows everything. It's well good. Your best friend.
So upon getting into the building, there's a couple of burly-looking gentlemen stood in there, and this old guy, he sort of shuffles his way towards like a counter door, and just turns, sort of looks as far back as he actually can without making his head fall off his shoulders, and just sort of says, "Now, you just hang there. I'll be one moment," and sort of disappears behind this door momentarily before cropping up inside what I can only describe as a very sort of like post officey sort of box section, a bit like you get in a bank where there's like perspex in between you. And then once he stands in there, he just sort of looks out at the room and just goes, "Next!" And then that's it.
Oh. Is there anyone else here waiting? Can I see anyone else here waiting, or am I the only person?
There's two burly gentlemen inside the room.
Do they look like they're waiting, or are they like guard?
No, they're just sat there talking. You know, possibly people that work there. That, you know, they're just chatting amongst themselves. And obviously there is Catherine, who has followed you into this building.
Okay, I'll walk up to the counter.
Okay, and he just he turns to you and says, "So you're looking for civilian papers?"
Yes.
He says, "Name?"
Samuel Ward.
And then he says, "Can you state your business here in District 5?
Yes.
Sorry.
You reply with yes. Is that what you reply with? Yes?
No.
No?
No.
For now, I'm just trying to find somewhere to live, and that'll be about it. I'm just looking for a hot meal at the moment. I'll probably look for employment at some point.
He's bringing out the sob story.
Yep. Not been a good day. So you've made my day much better.
Microphone muted.
You say that to him?
Yep.
That he's made your day
I'm like,
much
you're
better?
like the nicest person I've ever met. Thank you.
He looks at you, his facial expression doesn't change. It could be that he's not fond of you. It could be that he's just so old that if he smiles, his like jawbone will dislocate or something. And he just says, "Have you come into contact with the stain?"
No.
So writes down, he's like, "Very good, very good." And yeah, he hands you a document, which I will upload in a moment. So that's going to take a short while.
Microphone activated.
Yeah, sort of pushes this document through to you, and then turns around and is just like, "Next!"
Well, that was amazingly easy. Thank you. I'll take the document and step away from the counter so that somebody else can go there, even though there's no one else here. Well then, what now?
So does Catherine react to any of this that's happened, or is she just standing there waiting? Or...
I walk out of the building. I'm completely disinterested now he's got his papers.
Nice. I'll follow. I'm lost again. Now that I have no goal. That's it. We're
So
done.
you just both walk outside the building and stay stood in on a road, on a runway.
The runway.
What time of day is it?
Well, you've come in from the outside. It was light outside, however, inside it's dark. You could check your compad, I guess, for the time. If you do so, it would tell you that it is the same time, I guess, as when those gentlemen woke up, or around there. It'd be around, say, possibly 10, half 10 a.m. Sorry, the cat was crying to go out.
Do you do that? Do you check what time it is?
It's 10 a.m.
I'm like, wow, a compad. I always wanted one of those.
Is that a thought, or do you actually
No,
say it?
I actually say that.
Oh dear.
Like, if I had enough money, I would have bought one of them. Sadly, I didn't.
And does Catherine just ignore him saying this, or just,
I say-
converse with each other?
Okay, you couldn't possibly afford one, someone of your status.
My status? What are you on about?
Well, someone so scruffy obviously has no means.
You're scruffy. I'm clearly well presented, clean shaven, everything. We've just crashed, and I look like this. How good is that?
You're rather full of yourself.
No.
Well,
Well,
if you'd prefer not to keep following me, I'm going to head up this road.
okay.
One moment, I'm just uploading his document.
Sadly, I just happened to be heading in this direction.
That's what they all say.
Photoshopping on the fly, because I wasn't sure whether you were going to lie about your civilian papers or not. You could have said that.
I'm a straight arrow.
Straight arrow, super honest, nice guy.
Yeah.
There you go, in your journal you will now find your civilian papers.
Right.
So you're currently within this dark. Now you haven't discerned yet what this place is. You haven't conversed with each other over what this place is. You've sort of not really spoke to one another. You spoke to an old gentleman who's given you some civilian papers, and you've left there. And do you do anything after that?
I decide to head up the road. I want to get away from Samuel.
And I decide that I'm heading the same way.
Okay, so which direction do you head in?
I'm walking straight up this big road.
I'll read your character. This looks like the worst character chase ever here. Okay, so you've reached the end of the road where there is just a dead end.
Can I survey the area? What can I see in this dead end?
Yeah, you could roll a perception check, see if you can see anything. So that's a 2d6 modified, I guess, by whatever the skill is. Perception, yeah.
-1.
And wisdom.
and wisdom. So you've got a
Still
0
-1.
on 0 on wisdom. So yeah, it's just a -1. 2d6 / roll 2d6 -1. As a command.
Wow. Okay. Sure.
I'm sorry, I missed that. What was that roll for?
You've actually just gone blind.
That was a perception check to see if she could see what was around her.
Does she just get
That's
run
what that
over
was.
now from the critical failure? Oh, I was stood in the middle of the road, damn it.
I'm blind.
Something like you see a penny on the ground and you focus on the penny. You think, oh my god, the penny! It's mine! And then you do
So-
no.
In a haste to find some sort of something of relation for you to sort of get your bearings or understand what's happening, you turn around very quickly, just bounce off of Samuel's chest and just land on your ass, and you're just completely dazed. You're unsure what just happened. You sort of span around to look and just hit him full on, and then just fell to the ground.
I get very angry.
I'm just like, are you okay?
For goodness sake, if you're
That
gonna
was
keep following
crazy.
me, you can at least make yourself useful.
I'm so sorry. So
You're
sorry.
not sorry.
I am. Deeply.
Find
Please
something
forgive me.
useful for us to go and look at.
Okay. I just
To-
go
to
back to
go
these
and-
crossroads. Because I don't know how we didn't notice that that was a dead end.
It is dark, but yeah, you should have noticed it's a dead end. There is a map there to guide you both.
Yeah.
So you get to the crossroads, and what are you now looking? Are you doing as you're told, or?
Yeah, I'm just going with the flow.
I love how there's this really nice guy who's just sort of being so polite, and then he's just stuck with this bitch. She's just been so horrible to him. Like, injures herself by flouncing around.
That's a success.
Yeah, but it's
It's a low
Not
success.
great.
it is a low success. Yeah, so
Clearly
Yeah,
still
you can-
floundered by the fact that I've just been whacked.
yeah. Okay, so yeah, you're stood right at a crossroads, and you sort of spot a sign. You think to yourself, "Why didn't we notice this sign before we walked up to a dead end? How did we not look when we got to a crossroads before? What an idiot!" You start sort of self-flogging yourself, like, "Stupid Samuel, why didn't you check this before?" And you see a signpost, and it's just got like District 5 diesel lifts, and then an arrow pointing down this way, as well as it's saying reject, and then in brackets bar, and that's also with an arrow going this way. It also has another sign sort of going off in a slightly different direction up towards this direction, sort of northeast of you, that says to Upper District. And then it has a sign that points this way here that just says tourist information. And the part here that you can see has an arrow that used to be pointing towards the northwest of where you are, but it's been sort of like replaced with another arrow which is now pointing up this direction, up towards the northeast of where you are instead of the northwest. So it looks like the tourist information center or civilian information center has been moved at some point to a different location.
Okay, I'm gonna head to the information center because I still don't have a clue what's going on. I'm gonna hope that I'm not alone. Else I'll just stay
Okay.
here.
So you head to the Tourist Information Centre, which is up here.
I decide to follow Samuel.
Okay,
Nice.
so you're both now. Approaching the Civilian Information Centre. It's an extremely large glass building. Looks very, very swish. Ordinarily, during the day, I imagine that this place is bustling with life. However, in this time of the evening, where everything is dark, there's very few people actually around it. Now, I guess you guys will question this with it being light outside, but it is dark on the inside of this dome. And the clocks that you can see on the Civilian Centre are reading that it's nighttime, and the clock isn't changing, it's just stuck at midnight.
Wow. So is it open still? Or is it closed?
Yeah, there's some lights on in the bottom, but there's not as, it doesn't look like it's teeming with life. But there is life inside there. You can see some movement and there's lights on.
I'm gonna go in, because I need to know what's going on. Well, I need to know anything, really.
Okay, so I'm guessing Cat follows.
I follow
Catherine
him,
follows
but I shout after him. You might look stupid, but you do have some good ideas.
Thanks.
Okay, and yeah, so you head in there, and there's a couple of gentlemen behind counters, and one of them turns and just says, "Oh, how can I help you?" He doesn't aim this in either of your directions. It's just like an open question, almost like he's waiting for somebody to go to the counter.
I wait for Samuel to do something.
I'll go up to the counter and say, we're pretty new here, and we were just wondering if there was anything that we needed to know, or that would be helpful to know, about where we are. I've never been here before.
Yeah, Tansy, just very, very well, sir. I'll need to see both of your civilian papers. Of course. Well, this is a civilian. This is a civilian information centre, sir. You do have to have signed in and become a civilian of District 5. I'm sure you understand.
Okay.
You can't just let anybody stroll around our districts. There is rules, sir.
Well, that's why I'm here, to find out these rules. So I'll show him my papers. Quite happy to do so.
Just Catherine obliged.
So happy to even have them.
I
want
had
to
my
show them
papers
off.
over.
So
Like, look
you
at these,
both,
they're awesome.
you both pass your papers over to
Pass.
this
No,
gentleman.
I show him. I'm not
You
passing
show
anything.
him. You're not
Yeah.
passing. You show him. And does Catherine pass them, or does she just hold
I
it up?
passed
to
mine
this?
over.
You pass yours over, so you put
Yeah.
it like in the counter bit for him to look at. He glances at Samuel Ward's civilian papers, and then looks down at Catherine Salround's civilian papers, and he sort of looks towards Kat and just says, "Excuse me, would you mind coming here, please? Come closer." And then just turns to you and says, "You get out of the way." To Samuel.
I like this guy.
Good.
Okay, I'm
I'll
following him.
move aside.
You're approaching it. He looks at you and just says, I thought you said that you didn't know what you were doing here."
Well, this is awkward.
Did you say that to him?
Yes.
You say this is awkward. You may need to check your civilian papers. Do you know how to?
Does he tell me to
I
check them?
No, I'm telling you to
Alright,
check them.
yeah.
There we go. I'm showing them to you.
Okay.
Oh, just have a read of that. And the
This is why
gentleman
I was
actually sort of
confused before.
hands the paper over to you and sort of points his finger, and he says, I'm sorry, ma'am. I'm not sure why you're not sure where to go. It says here your birth town is Opal Court in the Upper District.
Well, the thing is, this is a training exercise for my manservant, the scruffy one outside. So if you could just play
Outside?
along with
I've been
his
chucked out.
requests. He barged you very viciously out of the way.
That's so vicious. It knocked him through the doors. He looks at you and he sort of frowns slightly and just says, "Well, I've never. It's just Miss Mahone. We've never had one of the Mahone family come down to the shipping yards before."
Are you questioning what I'm doing?
Oh, by all means, ma'am. No, not at all. Yes, you and your manservant can. How can I help you? What do you need? Whatever you need, ma'am, I'll help you with.
Well, I believe it was all that was addressing you.
Oh, you want me to listen to your? What did you call him again, ma'am?
Manservant. And don't laugh whilst I'm saying it.
Okay, so he sort of says, "Oh, so your manservant? Well, very well. Yes, that's not a problem. I'll take heed of his work. Whatever he needs, I shall try and help him as much as I can." And you say this was a training exercise?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, so he sort of looks to Kirk, who I can only say could not have been barged straight out of the doors. Looks towards Samuel and says, "What can I help you with, sir? I'm ever so apologetic."
I'm just like, I've just asked like 5 seconds ago and you've already forgotten. Please, could you tell us anything that we need to know about this place? You mentioned rules. What rules are these?
Well, there are rules to District 5, as I'm sure Mrs. Isabella Mahone over there would be able to tell you. There is certain rules and regulations here within District 5. At the moment, the sun isn't rising. Some sort of mechanical failure. I don't know much about it. Obviously, when we working in the Civilian Information Center, only what the councillors told us. Apparently, there was a mechanical failure, and well, as you can see from the outside of here, it is quite dark and dismal throughout the entirety today, as well as all of the clocks not working. There are general rules and regulations, so the gentry should not mingle with the lower classes. The lower classes are stain-ridden, sir. That's a disease. The disease is quite bad. It will take hold of you and possibly lead to your demise. And as you can see on your civilian papers, sir, you are security clearance level 1. This is the lowest. This is what we give to people that are not from around here, as you may say. As well as we always put the birth town as unknown, unless they state it clearly. And yes, they're general rules, so they're not. Well, people do say, sir, that the rules of District 5 are rather more like guidelines if you leave the Upper District. So I suggest you stick to your mistress and don't leave there, and everything should be fine.
Okay. Thank you.
I'm quite curious as to what Ferax is up to.
Yes, I think we should probably jump over to there. So do you guys leave there and head out in any direction, like the lifts or the stairs? Samuel's like, to the stairs, to the Upper District. So you just head out and head up to the Upper District, it's like you're walking up the stairs.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is as you approach the stairs, it's a very sort of dark, dismal looking runway. It's quite a wide sort of causeway that sort of walks up. It's not so much stairs, more ramps and so on, and that leads upwards. Has several signs and whatnot as you're going up that tells you that you're going to the upper district. And yeah, it's quite a long walk up because you're having to walk about half a mile up in the air from where you are at the moment. So whilst you guys are walking to the upper district, I should probably check in with Ferax. So Ferax, are you there, Nicolo?
Yeah, sorry, give me just 1 second. I'm writing something for a friend, just to...
No problem.
Okay, here I am. Let's go.
Microphone muted.
So, just to give you a slight recap of where your character was in the last session, you had shot a guard whilst trying to pin something on Yasaragi. You ran down into the underhabs where you met a prostitute. The prostitute told you about a garden place that you went to.
Before doing that, I think I melted the face of someone on a hot tube, something like that.
That was it. That was done after.
No, I'm maybe I'm wrong, but I'm quite sure that I did it before. I went down
Possibly.
and melted his face, then I reached the other.
Yeah, you melted a guy's face and stole his ID, his civilian papers, which you'll see inside your journal.
Well, no, actually, I was looking for it, but I wasn't able to find it. Can you wait?
Yeah, I'll link. Well, sort of quick show. Hopefully, that will just show you. So, can you see those civilian papers there?
Oh yeah. Oh, permanent citizenship. Very good.
Microphone
Oh
activated.
yeah, Slade Fish.
Yeah. He was the guy that was covered in stain.
Can you try to change it to Slade Rat?
Slade Rat. You try.
Yeah, I want to try to falsify my original documents.
Don't you have documents because you're a freak of nature? You're an experiment that's escaped.
Yeah, but actually now I have some original documents that say that I am Slade Fish, and I want to falsify them, writing another name instead of Slade. No, I'm kidding. I'm not really going to do that. Don't worry. Okay. Thanks for the. Okay.
And yeah, you got a costume or some sort of disguise, like an officer's clothes, from the 517 Authentics, who told you that you were going to be doing a job for them in payment for those clothes to hide in. So at the moment, you're currently dressed like an officer, in sort of these ragtag sort of. They're not perfectly fitting. Obviously, they were made for a human.
So
not a rat.
he's a humanoid rat disguised as an officer.
But, it's like a bit parallel in my way to be a human, so easy to notice that there's something weird hiding behind those clothes. Anyway, okay, yeah, I got the point. So actually, it was heading to the upper district, because actually, if I'm not wrong, my goal is to destroy the Crystal Tower for no apparent reason. I just found a note in my sheet that say shut down the glass tower. I can't remember why I wrote this note, but actually.
So yeah, in the last session, when you were talking to Slade Fish before you melted his face against.
Oh yeah, I
really hot
promised
thing.
him that I was
Yeah.
going to...
Yeah, you said to him that you would shut down the glass tower. That's what he kept shouting, incoherently shouting, "Shut down the glass tower."
Maybe because it was a bit, crazy in that moment, and I actually always crazy.
I love the fact that
sympathize with him.
that
So.
you kill a guy because he's a bit crazy, but yet your character's fucking mental.
I
So,
want
yeah,
to remember, but I also have something in my brain, another personality that try to lead me in a way. Don't know if you remember that I was always talking to him, and it's something like a bit more lesser crazy than me, and is always trying to say me, do that, it's the good things, and I always roll dice to see if I have to listen to the voice in my head or
Yeah, and then
Okay.
there's the thing that the 517 Authentics told you had to do or they'd kill you, which was to basically go and strong arm a woman into paying her protection money to them. So you were basically going there to threaten her on their behalf.
Okay, let me see the name. The name is Thing Tailors, right?
Yeah, Feng Taylors. Yeah.
Thing Tailors, the
In the
name of the
Upper
shop.
District.
I have to find. Okay, so first thing first. Now I have to head to the upper district, try to kill the guard if. Or actually, it's the last resort to kill the guard. Actually, I just had to show him my original documents and try to act like I really slid fish. But this is going really to be hard, but I believe in Rat, he can do it. So, okay, we try to find the faster way to reach the upper district. To know
Okay, so
from this position.
You'd leave the causeway and go to the upper district, which is where I've just placed you.
Okay.
Now, if I guess that would bring you out there.
Wait.
Can you see yourself on the map there? Up here, I'm just.
Oh, okay.
To the,
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So you can see you've just come up the stairs to the causeway that went down to the
Okay.
causeways. That sort of that was in a destroyed building that was once a smuggler's run to get things down and around the city
Okay,
without
just
being
one
seen.
thing. Can you remember me the name of we can say gang that ask me that give me this guard dress?
Yeah, it was the 517 Authentics.
517.
Yeah.
Okay, something like that. Wait. Or something like that. Okay.
Like that.
517 Authentics.
Yeah. They're the ones that gave you that nudge.
And it's something like a gang, right? Something like criminals.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember. I also rolled dice to see if I was going to talk to them or to kill them. And
Yeah.
lucky for me, I rolled that talk. Because we were something like 20 and I was alone.
Yeah, in an ambush, otherwise, definite. So I don't know why my naming things have gone from here. I did name them in the last session when you were walking through, but I'm guessing I must have dropped a ball and deleted them somehow.
Actually, you don't have to worry because actually I didn't ask for their name. I just
Well, it's just that when you were walking up to find the section and stuff, and you were doing perception checks to try and find a way down to the causeway's, I'd named some of these buildings, but this building that's here, this circle one that's just to the south of you, that's a diesel lift station there. That's just to the north of those gardens that the 517 Authentics use. So you could head there, which would be the quickest way to get to the upper district, because obviously you just get on the lift to go there and arrive, or you could go for the stairs, which are quite a walk away.
Actually, I don't want to get to a risk. Actually, just like that, in a crowd, I can easily can walk unnoticed, so I didn't want to risk to go in the sewer, in the core ways. So actually, I'll take the stairs.
Okay. Well, the nearest stairs to you.
Also, if the guard see aware the humanoid things that jump out to the sewers and walk to him with some, some paper, he will ask to himself, that's something weird. So actually.
But there are some stairs relatively near you, or the runways that go up to the upper district that are here, to the east of where you are. If you can see where I'm pinging.
No, wait. Also, I forgot how to ping. Can you remember?
You just hold your mouse button down. So you just hold click.
Wait. Okay. Now, well, actually, I'm using this is a Wacom tablet, so actually it's not working, but I can use the touchpad. So, okay, I can't see your ping. Can you ping again? Oh. It was quite far away, so it wasn't. Okay, so let's move it. Okay, I move.
Are you heading with haste? Are you like sort of just running for? Are you like just heading straight up there? You're not sort of checking anything or anything like that. You're just wanting to get up to the upper district to fulfill your goals there.
Can you repeat? Sorry.
Are you walking sort of slowly, looking at your surroundings?
Oh no, I'm walking quite slowly. I don't wanna just run and everyone will say, "Well, why this one is running?" So, just walking, calm down, relaxed, just a normal guard, completely, where the asset that's walking to.
Okay, that's
I'm also
walking,
moving quite slowly, as you can see. I'm not just jumping in.
As you're moving towards your destination, there are civilians looking at you, quite almost looking at you with surprise, like they're surprised to see a soldier amongst their low, horrible, dank areas. It's quite rare to see, I guess, so they're sort of looking at you, quite surprised that you're there, but they're not talking to you. They're sort of looking at you quite surprised and then turning away and walking in whichever direction leads them the quickest away from you. They just don't want to know you at all.
Okay, let's take a roll. Actually, Marat is saying, why this guy was watching at me? And the voice in my head is saying, no, don't think about it. Go ahead, ignore him. So now I roll to see if I'm going to ask him why he was watching to me. Okay, so let's say 1 to 6, I go to that guy. 7 to 12, I go to my destination. Okay, I forgot to.
that was anticlimactic.
I'm sorry. Okay, well, wait for maybe I remember. Oh, that's bad. Okay, I go to the guy that's trying to run away from me, and I push him with my gun. Hey, you! Why are you going away?
He looks at you and just sort of snarls and says, I don't know what you're doing here, mate, but you can fuck off, and just tries to walk away.
Fuck off? To me? I draw my gun out. You, stop right now! You're under arrest!
Okay.
Why? I always going to mess up. Okay.
Damn this crazy rat bastard.
I'm really sorry, Enigma. I can't control my
My innocent NPCs, no!
Yeah, this
Okay.
guy sort of stops and freezes and then turns around. He's just like, I didn't mean anything by it. You guys just don't normally come down here. You should probably leave. If you don't leave soon, the likelihood is you're going to die. You know what it's like down here. It's hell.
I look at him with suspicion, something like, why? I ask me, why? What do you mean? I'm fine. Why am I supposed to die?
Well, this is the
still like a
Underhabs. The Underhabs are run by Lucid Gardens and the 517 Authentics. Your kind aren't safe down here.
Oh, you mean that? That's no problem. I can kill them all if I want. You're free to go. Don't worry. It's fine. I withdraw my weapon. I can kill them all with one shot if I want. So actually, okay. Sorry for burning you. You're still under arrest, but not sure. Okay, you can go.
he's under arrest, but he can leave.
Yeah.
Convincing.
I don't wait his answer. I just come back on my way and I just lead to the stairs. Okay. We're just completely ignoring him. I'm not even watching if he's staying here or if he's going away.
I honestly don't even know how he would reply to being told he's still under arrest, but he can leave. Just, I think he just decides that you're fucking mental and just runs away at that point. There is no other thing I can think of doing.
I hope for him that he's not running too fast or he will gather my attention again. And this is not a good thing. Okay, well. No, let's say that I reach the stairs, like I am actually doing.
Okay, and you're just heading straight. You head into the upper district, right?
Okay, so I go up.
So you just head up. So yeah, you enter the stairway, which you're very familiar with from the last time you walked through them. It's still a horrible place to be. And yeah, eventually you make your way up to the upper district. I will put your token into the place of which you would be.
Anyway, sorry if I got distracted by the cat that was walking on cat. It's weird to say cat on cat because. Oh, look, it's so cute. Sorry.
So you've gone back up the stairs, which you.
Okay, I'm trying to find myself. Give me a second.
You went down before, so it's the same place as where you went down. If you remember where you went down.
That's the problem. I'm actually looking for myself. Oh, okay, I found myself. So actually, there's supposed to be something like a guard here, or not.
Ordinarily, there would be. However, this is very late at night, and there is no guards monitoring these stairwells.
Well, actually, this is not the upper district, right?
Yep, this is the upper district.
Oh, okay.
But there's no guards that are visible within your visible range around you.
Oh, okay, that's great. Actually, so my plan
other
is
other than you yourself, who is dressed like
oh yeah,
a guard.
I'm a guard, of course. Why am I even asking? Okay, so actually my original plan was to shut down the glass tower, and actually I remember that there were two guys, Yasuragi and Waldon, that were helping me. I mean, they were not helping me, but in my mind they are my allies, my friends. So actually I try to look for them. I walk this direction, looking around, and trying to see if I can see them. You know, it's a big city, but actually, I'm confident that I can do it just by walking in a random direction and looking around. So let's roll a perception check, I suppose. Just to. Okay, I'm not finding that.
So yeah, you can see several buildings around you. You know, you can see the bank and the bookstore, and a few other bits, but you don't make out anything that you haven't noticed before. Nothing jumps out at you. There are people walking by, sort of just going about their, well, I would say daily duties, but in this case, as the sun hasn't risen today within District 5, it's their nightly duties. So it's not quite as busy as what it was on your last visit here, but it's there's still a few people walking about, just up to no good. My cat, sorry, not the people. That was
Okay, so
people
remember
just
me.
walking about up to the.
So actually, what time is it right now?
Well, if you look at the clock that's on the bank, it will say it's 12 a.m. It will say
Repeat,
it's
sorry?
It will say it's midnight at 12
Oh,
a.m.
midnight. Okay. Well, actually, I remember that there was another thing I have to do. I have to find Taylor's and kill. Was it kill him or just to scare him? I have to roll a dice for that. Just to be sure. Okay, I try to look around. Maybe also, if there's someone around, I'll try to stop him to ask him if he knows where is this shop. Actually, who's the closest person to me?
The closest person to you was a youngish lady who's accompanied by a gentleman.
Okay, I don't want to bother a young couple. Let's see. I move a bit forward. Let's see if I can find someone
Well, we
alone.
finally found the one thing that this rat won't do: bother a young couple. He's fine blaming some poor guy, saying he's a terrorist. He's a terrorist. Sees two young loves and just goes, "I can't bother them."
I'm a romantic rat. I don't want to. Also, I fall in love for a big piece of rotten cheese, so I know what that means. Okay. So let's say that I walk a bit forward by myself, still looking around. Can I do another perception check to see if I can see maybe something like a tag with sign sailors here, something like that.
You could do. You'd have to move a little bit further north for that, though. I think if we'd be able to do. It was It's so close to where you just did a perception check that if you were to do it there, I don't think it would be very well. Actually, no, you could. You didn't get a good roll or anything, so you could do it there.
Okay, let's try. You know, maybe something like a poster that says something like something like a poster on a wall that says, "Oh, Swing Tailors, come here." Was it Swing Tailors? I forgot the name. No, even worse. But
You love fives. So yeah,
Yeah.
you just don't notice anything. Sort of, yeah, just the same stuff. You can see the bank that's to your right,
Okay,
and a couple of houses.
let's say that drawing out my gun close to a bank is really not a safe choice. So I move a bit forward, then I stop the first person that I see. I draw out my gun and say, "You, stop! Where is the Swing Tailors?" I actually doing that. The Swing Pine Tailors, sorry.
You randomly pluck a person from the crowd that are walking by, and you halt. Where is Feng Taylor's?
Yeah. That's
Okay.
exactly what I'm going to do.
Yeah, they look at you. They put their arms in the air. They just say, "Oh, don't shoot! I'm just a civilian."
I watch at my guns and say, "Oh, don't worry, it's fake."
Please roll me a persuasion check.
Give me a second. Okay. Oh, whoa!
Wow.
Persuasive. I just use it to scare people.
They look at you and notice that you're a soldier who's just told them that your gun is fake. And they run away shouting, "This guy's crazy!" as fast as they can.
Yes, I am!
Is there anything that you can do that doesn't make the situation worse for yourself? Anything at all?
Okay, let's say that the voice inside my head now take for a moment the control of this body and just guide him for a few minutes, so I'll avoid to do something too stupid. Okay, I move. Let's say that I move a bit forward, and just to run away from the mess I created. And I try to see if I can find someone not too busy to disturb to ask for information.
You're muted.
Oh, sorry, I just had to alter your aura because it was set to 80 and me and Flames decided, in between session 2 and session 3, we decided that 100 would be a more round, even number, and therefore better.
That's based
So
on
just
weapon
upped your-
tables.
Yeah. So yeah, there's a guard just to your north, which I'm guessing you'd be able to see now.
Yeah, but I don't want to interact to a guard while I'm dressed like that. There's a civilian, someone, but maybe it's doing something that require attention, so it doesn't even add to watch at me. Something like, hey, where's the where's that? The fine tailors, and he just, oh, it's that way, something like that.
I don't know how that will work out for you. However, I think we'll come to, because you're getting quite close map-wise to Vita and Yasu, and we haven't checked in on them for some time. So we'll jump back and find out what those guys are going to do, or what they've been up to, what they discussed or whatnot in the time since we left them. So you're currently basically just street interrogating Niccolo civilians, trying to find somebody to tell you where Fang's Tailors is.
Should we do like a 5-minute refreshment break before we switch scene?
We can do. I'm going to do a cup of tea, as I think I may be allergic to this alcoholic beverage I've been drinking.
We're gonna lose you before the end of the session.
I think it's possible. Right, so yeah, I'm going to make a cup of tea. So I'm going to 5 minutes. Say
Okay.
5 minutes.
Yeah, let's resume in 5.